Good morning, everybody. Today I have a haul video for you guys, and this is probably something really exciting if you already love this brand or if you've already been purchasing it in the past. Shea Moisture, which you know I've talked about on my blog. They have hair products, they have body products, and now they have cosmetics. And I've been seeing about it, and I know a lot of people outside of bloggers might not know that they have cosmetics, but I have actually found them. And here's first some disclaimers before I actually show you the products that I've bought. This is only at Target for right now, and as far as I've seen, because I found these on Thursday and I went and I looked at so many different Targets for this, it's only at Targets that have, in my experience, it's only at Targets that have the new updated beauty section. And now I'll insert pictures while I'm talking about it. The new beauty section at Target is really awesome. Each shelf has its own lighting, and it's just so much brighter and so much like true to color light that it's a lot easier to see the products instead of those huge fluorescent lights, you know, that are up at the top of the store. So it's really exciting. Target's also going to be putting some really cool brands in there as well, from what I have read, some higher end brands, which I really love. And a little side note, the Target I actually went to actually had Allicate Naturals and Oil Handmade in their natural hair section. So this natural hair section is getting huge and it's really exciting. So yay, Target. If I didn't mention it, the line ranges from $1.99 all the way to $15.99 is the most expensive thing. And I think the CC cream was the most expensive at $15.99. I think the foundation was $14.99 or something like that. So like I said, Shea Moisture has a huge line of cosmetics now at certain Targets. You can find them, just call your store, I would suggest, before you go, so you don't travel to like 5 stores like I did. But I was able to find them at 2 of the stores I did travel to, and I picked up a bunch of things from there. So the cosmetics line, the range of shades is amazing. So I'll insert a picture of the lightest shade that they have in the Wet to Dry powder foundation to darkest shade they have in the Wet to Dry foundation. So they have foundations that span all across those ranges, which is so awesome. And it's really hard, not really hard, it's really rare to see a drugstore brand have shades that range that entire spectrum, which is awesome. And their sheer foundation, which is a weird name, but I'll get to that, also comes in that same huge array of colors. So I had a little trouble shade matching myself. The concealer, there's only 4 shades of concealer, I think. The concealer, the first brown concealer was too dark for me, at least the skin color that I am right now. So I had to return that, and the CC cream is really not the same color as in the tube like the foundations are. So I got it in light, and to me, I'll insert the picture now, to me the light little window in the packaging was the exact same color as my skin. I got home, I opened it, and it was completely not. I don't have the complete range of Shea Moisture products, but I know all of those are coming. These are just the first initial shipments of the makeup. So there's going to be lip products, there's a lip exfoliator, there's foundation, there's CC cream, there's a primer, there's mascara, basically everything you need in a line. First 2 things I picked up, and I'm actually wearing it today. How does it look? I think it looks good. Are the sheer foundations. And sheer kind of threw me off. In the first store that I went to, I actually didn't pick it up because I was like, ew, sheer. I like moderate, medium to full coverage foundations, more on the medium moderate side. So I kind of ignored these the first time, but then after my crazy experience with the CC cream, I came back and I was like, okay, let me try these because there are way more shades of the CC cream. The CC cream only came in from fair to dark. But anyway, I got 2 shades after that shade, those color fiascos. Like I had to return the first powder I bought, I had to return the first concealer I bought, and I had to return the CC cream. So I bought 2 so I didn't have to go back to Target because they were probably tired of seeing me. So this one is Havasu Hazel, and this is the one I'm wearing right now, and I think it's a really good match, and I really love the coverage. So like I said earlier, the sheer foundation is a misnomer in my opinion, because if you read the side with the little product description, it says it's a lightweight foundation, blah blah blah, while providing medium to full coverage. So don't let the sheer throw you off like I did, because I was like, I'm not going to spend that much money on a sheer foundation. So here's what it looks like. I think this is 1.7 ounces, and it's just a little tube, and this window is the exact same color of the product, so never fear with that. See, it's the same color as my skin, which is awesome. And it's just a regular tube foundation, nothing weird smelling, and yeah, I really like it. This shade, excuse me if I butcher this name, this is Chincoteague Chestnut or Chincoteague Chestnut, I am sorry. But yeah, so this is the next yellow toned, yellow undertone foundation from this. So this is what I got from the display. I don't know if this is actually how they set it up. Their foundations are like set up in pods of like 4. Like there's 4 here, then 4 here in the next tone, then 4 here in the next tone, then 4 here in the next tone. And from what I understand, there are ones that are you know, red undertones or pink undertones, and then there's one that's a neutral undertone, and then there's one that's a yellow undertone, and I'm not sure what the 4th one is, but I think that's how they're set up. So instead of like getting the next shade right next to Havasu Hazel, I went to the next section and got the yellow shade out of the next section, if that makes sense. Let me know if you guys see it, if that's how you interpret it to be pulled. And yeah, this is really, it's not too much darker than my skin, but I am dealing with winter skin and I'm a lot lighter than I normally would be. But this is really close to my NARS Macau foundation that I have that I can really only use in summer. The Havasu Hazel, and this is very close to the Lancome Tentidol in 460 suede that I wear. So next thing that I picked up was the primer, and they only had one. Like, I assume that they're just going to keep getting more stock in as Targets upgrade their displays, so they only had one. But the Target I did go to had full shades of powder, full shades of foundation, and full shades of CC cream, as well as the illuminating powder down at the bottom. They had a full set of eyeshadows, full set of blushes, and full set of concealers. Everything else just is waiting to come in. So this is the primer, and it's the same size as the foundation, which is awesome. And it says on the side, start the day with a clean canvas. The silky smooth oil-free formula primes your skin for long-lasting makeup application. A high concentration of vitamins A and E plus light, fast absorbing application create an all-day fresh feeling. Our special matte formula is packed with powerful antioxidants to reduce signs of aging. So yeah, that's really fun about the primer. Now, I've used this once, so this is not a review video, I'm just showing you what I've got. And to me, it didn't quite seem like a matte finish primer, but more to come on that. But it did control oil decently, so we'll see how I like that. The next thing I got was the Wet Dry Pressed Powder, and this is in the same shade, Havasu Hazel, that I am wearing right now. I really like the names. The names are like named after actual places, and then, you know, kind of a color description, like Havasu, you know, like Havasu and Hazel. So yeah, so this is the Wet Dry Pressed Powder, and this says, for coverage that goes from sheer to complete, just add a splash. This unique powder is two-faced in the best possible way. When dry, it offers light, luminous coverage for that fresh-faced look. Add a little water and get full, super creamy coverage. Perfect as a spot concealer or all over for an airbrushed effect. Oh, that's cool. Of course, everything in here has shea butter. Of course, it's Shea Moisture. Non-comedogenic, paraben, talc-free, and dermatologist tested. So I haven't used this wet. I did use it to set, which I actually like. I don't know. Looks a little wet for me. Yeah, I actually like it, and it's really nice. Finely milled. Mine is a little bit, I don't know if I feel like I did it, so it's not anyone's fault but mine. But I kind of shattered it a little. But here's the compact, and it's, you know, it's pretty hefty. You can open it up here, and then it's got one of those double tone things. And look, my mirror is broken on this, but it was in a bag with other groceries, and it kind of, so it's not anyone's fault. Hopefully yours doesn't come like this. So here's the mirror, and it comes with a little sponge, of course, down at the bottom. So it's very similar to the Studio Fix powder by MAC. I think that's what I'm thinking about. So the next things I'm about to show you all are sold in pan form. So you can either buy the individual compacts that fit these for $1.99, or you can insert them in something like a Z palette. And here is my Z palette, and this has, if you're unfamiliar with these, you know, these shadows are magnetized, and this is just a big magnet in here, and it will fit in here. These are all Makeup Geek shadows, and these are some Inglot shadows I have up here. So you can add these to these. I think this is like $15 to $25 depending on the size you get. I think Sephora sells them now. Beauty.com definitely sells them. So I'll leave that down below if you're interested. Instead of buying these, you know, $1.99 every time you buy one of these. So this is the blush, and this is an Annecy Maroon, and it's just a pretty reddish maroon color. It does have gold shimmer flecks in it, and I love it so much. And like I said, it's named after actual places, you know, Annecy. So yeah, so if you're familiar with MAC things that come in pan form, and just for reference, this is my MAC. I really don't have many that come in pan, or I haven't depotted many. This is my double-sided one for MAC. So these are MAC shadows. The MAC blush inserts, they are much bigger than this. So I know this is smaller than a MAC. I think this is smaller than a MAC one. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But I also got two shadows. So this is Cassandra. This is a create your own palette insert as well. And this is 2.93 grams of product. And a typical MAC shadow is about 1.8. So there you go. And this was $4.99. The Shea Moisture ones, and these are regular shadows. The Makeup Geek and MAC shadows are the same size. So yeah, they're magnetized, so they definitely fit in there. This is such a pretty pink with gold reflex, and I just love this color. This is Cassandra. I actually want more of these shadows because they're actually so cost effective when you think about it. So say like a MAC, like Makeup Geek are like $6 for these pan forms, and MAC for the pan form is about $10. So these are $4.99, and it's double the product amount that you're getting. So that's awesome. So I think they knocked it out of the park with this. Like I said, the display that they had didn't have their full palettes in there, so I assume it's going to look something like this. Not exactly like this because, you know, Z palette is proprietary, but something like this that you can put all of your pan shadows and blushes and powders. They also have that come in this pan form as well. So this next one is, what is this? Elsa, and it's green. Elsa, haha, Frozen, I love that movie. Do you want to build a snowman? Come on, let's go and play. Anyway, the pan form, regular MAC shadows are 1.8 grams. This is 2.93 grams, so you got a huge shadow here. I want to say this is the biggest drugstore shadow I've seen, or biggest pan shadow I've seen, period. Actually, these Inglot ones are pretty big, so let's see what these are just for a frame of reference. Oh gosh, I can't even read it. These are 2.3 grams Inglot shadows, and these are 2.93 grams. So they are bigger than Inglot shadows. So yeah, these are like the biggest pan shadows I've seen, which is awesome. And they really have good quality so far from my swatches and quick applications, and I just love it. So I am so excited and so proud of Shea Moisture for pulling off this huge makeup line, and it's so beautiful. I recommend you go and check it out, and I will see you guys in my next video where I will be reviewing the Laura Mercier Artist Palette for Eyes finally, which I am wearing today. And until then, I will see you next time.